It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso in the midst of a very inspirational conversation. As we saw in the exclusive broadcast of Nedbank's latest advert with soccer legend, one of our favourites, Benny McCarthy. Life is just a little bit like football. You've got to get on the field and you've got to play if you want to win. And it takes planning, it takes practice, and it takes bucket loads of dedication. Let's never let a few losses keep us from playing the next game. We all have goals, and money well managed can enable those goals. On the field of life, they're essential. Here to share some more insights on how we can kick off those life goals and keep winning is Desmond Osman from Nedbank, who has been sharing with us some of his personal chats with Benny. They chat about football and life.
And last week on the show, we had one of our friends in finance. I think she probably plays on the left wing. In the Nedbank team, because she cuts inside. She cuts inside,
she's
hits
pacey,
the top corner.
She's pacey, man.
Sissa was here talking to us about how to compartmentalize our salaries and splitting it every month in order to spend and save optimally.
Like the 50-30-20 principle.
We will remember that. Let's talk about how do we actually get good with money? How do we become good at it?
Look, with anything you ever want to get good at in life, you got to practice it, right? I think the generic problem with money is that we all kind of fear it, so we don't practice it. When I ask people in general, how many times do you sit down with your money and figure out what you're going to do with it? It's a very strange answer because people go, well, yet when you say, do you like dancing? How often do you dance? And they say, yeah, I do that twice a week on this day and that day. But no one ever tells you, I sit down with my money and I write it down and my budget is every Thursday, and no one does that. But that's what you need to do to get good with money. You got to sit down with it and say, I have 100 Rand. What does my 100 Rand do every 30 days? And you got to have your set day. For me, it's every Thursday. So I don't have Puza Thursday. I have money Thursday. I have to sit down every Thursday and say, okay, great, I have 100 Rand. What am I doing with my 100 Rand? I'm paying myself first, which is that 20% of the pie, the money that I put away. That's actually the money that's paying me. Yeah? And then I have to pay for the things that I need, then pay for the things that I want. Yeah? But you gotta make that conscious call that at least once a week, I'm on once a week now, I started out with once a month. You gotta sit down with your money and say, what are we doing?
Sit down with your money. I'm almost like...
relationship,
wanting to ask like from a psychological point of view, having that honest conversation about money. Do you think people are kind of scared to have that conversation with their money? Because what if my money can't really do all of the things that I want to do and I have to now all of a sudden cut back on certain things, so now I don't want to have that conversation? Why is it so important to have that honesty?
So the truth of it is, again, let me use the dancing conversation. The first day you dance, you will learn how good or bad a dancer you are. I'm terrible. Yeah?
Thanks for saying that.
In day number 2,
me too, man.
You'll start to learn whether you have one move. By dance practice number 2, or number 3, or number 4, you might create 2 moves. So the honesty of it starts with, I'm a bad dancer. Maybe I need help. Maybe I need to take some lessons in classes. Same thing with your money. Day number 1, you might find out, sure, my budget is not getting me to where I want to be. But now, at least you've had that conversation 1. Do I need to get somebody in here to help our budget get us to where we need to be? Day number 3, now that our budget is starting to get us there, how do we grow it? Maybe I need a second job. Maybe I need to cut back on coffee. Maybe I don't need to buy 1, 2, or 3. Maybe I need to do that. Why? Because you've started this practice. It is not going to help to be in denial. You have to honestly say, I only have 100 Rand, but I have wants of 200 Rand. And trust you me, you can get wants of 200 Rand on 100 Rand if you're smart about your money.
Sure.
First of all, I don't know if we have to be as alarmist and drastic as, say, cutting back on coffee. let's just slow down there, buddy. Let's just slow down. Now, I'm absolutely enamored when you were talking about your chat with Benny, how you were saying that he had said to you that his football, his unbelievable footballing career was just practice to get him to his real job,
100%.
which is coaching. You talk so much about you've worked so hard for your money. Now make your money work for you. How do you achieve that?
Look, I think with Benny, if I make that example, he was able to actually go get himself a certified UEFA coach's diploma, get himself certified, through the money that he made through the years.
Wow.
You can't just wake up one day and go get this certification. It costs some money.
Yeah.
It's a globally recognized certification. But he sat there and said, well, I've learned through the years. I've made money. How am I going to spend it? This is a guy who's made some serious money being a player. But the first place that he spent this money was to educate himself for a job that he now feels is actually his first job. Same thing with a guy who's a doctor. Doctors will be doctors for 20 years. When he hits 50, he starts thinking, maybe I want to own the hospital. That's actually what my calling is. I've been a marketer for years. I love what I do in financial services. I'm not quite sure if I'm at my first job just yet. Maybe my first job is actually leading a bank. Yeah?
Wow.
And that's where I'm trying to put my money to try and back me, because it has to work for you. You've worked so hard for it. When does it start working for you? The day you think about it and say, how am I going to get this money to move me even further?
Yeah. From a personal note, if I could ask you and continue that in your thoughts and your experience of being a marketer for years, what has been the best lesson that you've learned from a financial point?
Financial standpoint, I'm going to say two. I was born to always fear debt. So I cringe at debt.
Yeah.
But I've learned to use credit. They are two very different things. Debt is debt. Credit, if you know how to use credit well, it can actually help you. It's just about knowing how to use it well. That was one. Two, pay yourself. Don't believe that your salary is what pays you. It's not. It's what you do with your salary that pays you. If you put aside money that is dedicated to paying yourself, which is what I call savings and investments, because that's money that's doing the things that you want to achieve, the rest of the money is going to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Getting on a taxi to go to work, paying the light bill so you can live, paying for your home. Those are things that you need to do.
Yeah.
And then there's wants as well, the shoes that I want to get. But where is the money that's paying you? Pay yourself first. Always put something away for you, because then you can decide, what does the you want to do? Are you saving for a great holiday? Are you saving to further your studies? Are you saving so that you can retire well? But that money is paying you.
Has to be.
Probably the biggest barrier we face when you say taking that first step is knowing what that first step is. We know what our life goals are, what the grand big dreams are. How are you guys as a bank, let's get real here, making it easier, making it more accessible for us to achieve those goals?
Follow the hashtag #MyMoneyGoals. Follow the hashtag #MyLifeGoals. If you follow us, we have such deep conversations around how can we get you kickstarted. And it doesn't all begin with a product. It begins with a mindset. It begins knowing with just saving on my fees. What can I do if I get interest back on those? And it's a conversation that most guys usually don't share. Most banks usually don't share. But come and have conversations that are around your life goals, and we will show you how we can finance them so you can get started.
Wow. That's a great way to start it, isn't it? Couldn't think of a better way. Well, you were right.
Can you hook me up with Benny, man? I just want to sit up, I just want one car drive with Benny. I can just talk a little bit of football. That's all I ask for, man. That's all I ask for. Thank you. This has been really inspirational. Thank you very much.
I think it's all very, very clear that by managing your money well, you do give it the best chance at making a real and lasting difference in your very own life. So visit www.nedbank.co.za and equip yourself with the right financial tools so that you can kick off your life goals today. And most importantly, just start.
Let me tell you something about goals. They start way before the celebration. Whether it's football, life, or money, they rise before the sun and race their way up, challenging the distance to the finish line, because once they reach it, they want to exceed it. They open doors and raise their hands when life calls, personifying resilience and tenacity, and then committing to making a commitment. Everyone seems to know something about goals, but what no one will tell you is how difficult it is to just get going. So you want to know a secret about goals? The best way to achieve them is to start.